Everything you may think you know about kinky and curly hair might actually be way off. And today, my South African sister, Ellie and I are going to share some forgotten gems from traditional African hair care, including a powerful ancient hair mask you can easily make at home. So let me introduce you to my sister, Ellie. Ellie joined our family all the way from South Africa to rural Canada when she was 7 months old and I was 14. And I was personally in the midst of my own teenage hair insecurities at that time. And honestly, over the years, some of our funniest and most relatable conversations revolve around hair, curly, kinky hair. The struggles, the awkward little secrets, just all of it. Like how detangling can literally take days and feel like an arm workout, or how we can go weeks without washing our hair when everyone else around us is battling greasy roots after just one day. If you know, you know. So today, I thought it would be fun to bring you into one of those conversations, but this time while we pamper Ellie's hair with a traditional South African and African-inspired hair mask. So stick around until the end because you'll definitely want to see the final results on Ellie's hair. It's gonna be great. Now, if you don't already know, across the African continent, hair has always been more than just hair. It carries deep cultural, spiritual, and historical meaning. Traditional African hair care wasn't just about looking good, though of course people did. It was about protecting and nurturing hair, especially for those of us with kinky, coily, or curly textures. These practices came from generations of wisdom, using ingredients straight from the land around them. So South African women, and African women in general, have long embraced braids, twists, and head wraps called doeks, might be botching the pronunciation of that, not only to protect their hair, but as a way of expressing cultural pride. Hair care has always been as much about community and beauty as it was about practicality. These styles protected the hair from the elements and helped reduce breakage. Natural oils, butters, and herbs were the go-to for keeping the scalp and hair healthy. Think shea butter, palm oil, castor oil, all those rich, nourishing staples. And let's not forget clays, like my beloved Rasool clay, which were and still are loved for giving hair strength and moisture. So today, Ellie and I are going to be using a simple but very nourishing hair mask using ingredients traditional to either South Africa or African hair care in general. What I love about this is how deeply rooted these practices are in the land itself. And one more thing, we're also going to be applying my own blend, my Herbal Hair Growth Oil formula, to Ellie's scalp, as well as the hair mask to her actual hair. If you've ever dreamed of having thicker, more luscious, glowing hair that has people asking you what you're using, you might want to check it out. The link is in the description. So if you want to see what hundreds of other women are saying, raving about this hair oil and how it's helped them, just read the reviews on the website, and again, the link is below. So let's get into the mask, and again, don't forget to stay tuned until the end to see Ellie's results. So let's talk about how I made this mask just briefly. So our base ingredients for the mask are shea butter, aloe vera gel, and marula oil. The other ingredients are kind of like bonus ingredients, or they're there to help the formula hold together and be nice and creamy. So shea butter has been used for centuries across Africa to nourish and protect hair. It's packed with vitamins A and E, essential fatty acids, and has incredible moisturizing and sealing properties. Unlike some lighter oils, shea butter creates an actual protective barrier which shields the hair from dryness and breakage. Also, if you want to, this is optional, you can add a pinch of rooibos tea to the shea butter. So what I did was I melted the shea butter, and then when it was warm, I infused the rooibos into it. Rooibos is full of antioxidants and it adds an extra boost to the mask. So after it had infused, I just strained it out and then went ahead and added my other ingredients. So the next ingredient is called marula oil. Marula oil is native to South Africa and it's often called the tree of life oil. It's rich, silky, and it's packed with antioxidants and fatty acids that protect against dryness and breakage while making the hair softer and shinier. And aloe vera gel has long been a staple in African hair care. I believe it's also native to South Africa specifically. It soothes the scalp. It can really help with dandruff and it gives hair a massive dose of hydration and shine. Fresh aloe vera gel straight out of a leaf is best, but we don't have access to fresh aloe vera leaves in the grocery store way out here in the Canadian boonies. So I'm just using prepackaged aloe vera gel. So if you buy the prepackaged kind, just make sure it doesn't have any extra funky stuff in it other than maybe some citric acid or something like that. So I also used a little beeswax, which is great for moisture and curl definition, especially in the winter. And I also used egg yolk, which is deeply nourishing and it acts as an emulsifier to hold the recipe together better. And then finally, there's a little bit of honey in here. Honey is a humectant, which means that it draws moisture from the air to your hair. All right, so let's go ahead and get applying this to Ellie's hair now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some of my Herbal Hair Growth Oil to her scalp. And first of all, that will treat her scalp and help encourage hair growth, of course, but it's also gonna help to like loosen up any tangles that have settled more deeply into her hair, like any shrinkage areas and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting that on. Ellie, tell us about yourself. Sorry, that's the most awkward question.
No, it literally feels like in like grade 9 when you have to go around and talk about.
Yeah, tell us about yourself.
Tell us about yourself. Well, I'm Katherine's sister. So.
You're 17.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Learning how to drive.
I'm 17.
You are a very talented singer.
I guess so. I guess some people would say that, you know.
Well, life is just passing us by. I still believe we can bring back the better days.
Yeah, so you guys have to check out Ellie's YouTube channel, Ellie Maxwell Music. Ellie is a very talented vintage jazz style singer. Sort of like Ella Fitzgerald style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my legal name is Ella, so I was named after Ella Fitzgerald, which is kind of
It's
cool.
amazing how what you're named can often seem to have an impact.
It's prophetic.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about hair.
Oh yes, hair.
We've had so many conversations.
We've had
about
so
this.
many,
Yeah.
and so much of it has been rooted in like traumatic high school experiences.
Have you had traumatic high school experiences related to hair?
Honestly, I can't even say they're traumatic. No, because usually I'm wearing braids, which I'm not wearing right now.
Yeah.
So it's just braids, really. Just a whole lot of braids. And then everybody's like, oh, I guess you just wake up every morning
With your hair like
with your
that?
hair like that. And I'm like, I went through like 6 hours of braiding to get this.
Pain.
Of
First you have to
pain.
get the old braids removed, and then you have to get the new braids put in, and each of those probably takes at least 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just your neck and
Yeah.
because Katherine came over to my house, like my parents' house, and I was just sitting on the couch, and I probably looked so depressed.
Just like half the braids taken out.
Yeah, and the thing is, you always try to like delude yourself into thinking
Yeah.
that you have so much more out. You really
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And then somebody reality checks you, and you just,
Yeah.
it's just like, you're supposed to be deluded with me.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to encourage the delusions.
Yeah, that's what I'm like with, detangling my hair takes a really long time, but it's not as painful as removing all those braids, but it can be a pretty like long and drawn out process. And there'll be so many times where I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get so much done this evening. I'm gonna like work on a sewing project, and then, yeah, I do have to detangle my hair, but I'll finish all the detangling while Paul and I are watching an episode of a show. So then we like sit down to the show and we like watch the show, and I kind of start detangling my hair, but I'm also trying to watch the show at the same time. And so maybe I'm not quite focusing as much on the hair as I should be. And then it's like we finished the show and I've finished a section like this big and I still have the rest. And Paul's like, well, I'm going to bed now. Are you coming? I'm like, no, I have the rest of my head to do and a video to film tomorrow. So anyway. I'm sure you can relate with like being on the timeline for when you're gonna get your hair braided the next day or whatever.
Oh my goodness, I can tell you this story. So basically I took out all of my braids in record time, probably, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days, because I was going on a trip to Europe, and so I really had to get them out because I was getting my hair done when we were going to Toronto, and then like after the Toronto trip, we were going to Europe. And then I also had one of my friends' birthday parties that I also had to go to. But she's like, bring your bathing suit, we're gonna go swimming.
Oh no.
Girl.
Yeah, that's complicated when you have curly hair.
Girl. I can't even, it was fully detangled, I had gel in it, super defined curls. It was looking show-stoppingly beautiful, okay?
You can't get that
It was the same hairstyle and like same definition as the photo that's in Katherine's website for like
hair oil.
Yeah, check out her hair oil, by the way. And so it's looking beautiful. And then my friends were going swimming, and you know, you're just like standing, you're not in the water yet, and you're just like going through all the possibilities that could happen if you go in that water. Yeah. And you know what? I went in the water. I fully immersed. I dived, guys. And then it was such a mess. I probably shouldn't have done it. But then the whole thing is that me and my dad had to leave the next morning, early in the morning. Girl. All of the product left my hair. Oh no. And so then, and then I finally went to the hair appointment, and she's like, she looked at it and she's detangling it, and she's like, did you detangle it? Like at all?
Oh no.
And I was like, I did. I just went swimming.
And it was wiped out in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And that whole, it was brutal.
Yeah, and I can relate to that a lot because like all of last summer was like a constant inner battle between myself of like, I just spent hours detangling my hair. How much do I really want to go swimming? And then usually the side of myself that wanted to go swimming would win out, and then I would just kind of forget it all and just kind of like dive in the water and then come out and be like, oh man, my hair is so tangled. Well, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I like go swimming again. And then the tangles just keep like building and building on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty terrible. And like people with straight hair often like have no idea. They're like, oh yeah, let's go swimming. And they just like get their hair wet and then they just come out and just like shake their hair out and just like brush it out. And then it just dries and like they don't have to do anything else to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny. My goodness. Okay, let's talk about the conversations with people where you're trying to act normal when they're telling you that they really struggle with oiliness and they just have to wash their hair once a day or their hair gets drenched with oil. And then you're just like smiling and nodding and being like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then you're thinking to myself like, when did I last wash my hair?
No, can I be honest, Katherine? That was literally me with you. Because you were talking about like to dad and mom about something, and you were like, I hadn't washed my hair in how many months? It was like 2 months. It was like 2 months.
Like literally, because I went on this experiment last winter.
Yeah, and I got my braids done, and they were in for a while, and I didn't wash it once, and it was like 4 months, and I was just keeping my mouth real shut because I remember Dad was like, "Wow, Katherine," and
I wouldn't have been shocked to hear 4 months.
But I was just like, I'm gonna be silent. I will be silent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, also when your hair is in braids, though, like, it's kind of a different...
Yeah, and especially when you have bohemian braids, which is what I get, where, like, it's the loose hair. You don't really want to get it wet.
That's true.
But...
That makes sense. You don't want to undo all that work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of just, like, don't you think that kind of, like, totally disproves this whole idea that's floating out there, mostly with people who have straight hair, that, like, you absolutely need to shampoo your hair regularly or you'll get like your scalp will just like get infected and like fall off practically.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I shampoo my hair, but sometimes it's like freeing sometimes, like when you shampoo and you just feel it. But then I also feel super depressed because you can just feel all your natural oils leaving your hair. So yeah, I don't really shampoo. That's not really my thing.
Yeah, I remember growing up when I was young enough that mom was still kind of like directing my overall hair care routine.
Yeah.
She'd be like, okay, Katherine, it's hair washing night. You know, you have to shampoo and condition. And we had like the bottles of the old style of herbal essences, shampoo and conditioner in the shower. And I'd be like, oh, not hair wash night. I hate washing my hair. It's so tangled. And she'd be like, well, you still have to wash it. And so I'd like shampoo it. And then I'd like get all these like tangles in my hair, and then I'd condition it, and then I have to like end up sitting for like hours for mom to detangle my hair after. And then by the time I got to high school, when I was kind of in charge of my own hair care routine, I was like, why does anyone even use shampoo? It's just completely pointless. At least that was how I thought. So I just stopped using shampoo altogether and basically haven't used it again since. Pretty much.
Ellie, check my hair. Is it oily? Is it oily? I'm like, girl, I cannot help you with that. I can help you with a lot of things, but I don't know if it's oily or not. Or like if I think someone's hair is wet and it's really oil.
Oh,
that has happened a few times when it's just like...
Yeah, that's true. Because like growing up, I had the same experience. Like I literally had never experienced oily hair in my life, personally.
Yeah.
Until I would like see friends at school, and like maybe one friend was going through a hard time and for some reason hadn't washed her hair in a while. And I was just kind of like, I didn't say anything, but I was looking at her hair and I was trying to figure out. Like I was honestly just unsure. I was like, is her hair wet? Like...
What's going on? Why is it clumping?
Yeah, why is it clumping? Because I just never seen oily hair before.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Because it does look wet. Like, oh my gosh, this is not hate on straight hair people, but it really does just look wet. And you're just like, why does it look wet? Why would it look wet?
Yeah.
It's oil.
Okay, so I applied the Herbal Hair Growth Oil to Ellie's scalp. I did some finger detangling here, and I'm going to go ahead and start applying this mask. It's this nice creamy kind of conditioner consistency. I was just kind of going wild in the kitchen this morning. I had sort of like a base recipe in mind that I wanted to use, and then I like mixed the ingredients, and I was like, you know, this would do a lot better if it had like this in it too. And then I added that, and I was like, you know, it could really use some of this, and I added some of that, and then it just kind of got a little more complicated as I went. But I think it's turned out really nice. Like it's already feeling super soft in Ellie's hair and helping to elongate her curls a little bit, which is going to help with further detangling. And then Ellie, you said your hair is feeling quite dry at the moment.
It's very dry.
So this is really going to help to get that moisture deep in the hair, which is going to help you have awesome looking curls tomorrow when you have rinsed it out.
I think I have low porosity hair. So it might take a lot of that Masque to really mask.
Yeah, and when you get home, if you like wrap up your hair in something, the warmth from that is also going to help low porosity hair with absorbing whatever you want it to absorb as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it's absorbing in really well because it has a mixture of like oil and butter, but then it also has like the honey and the egg yolk. So anyway, all of that in combination really helps to condition the hair. But it will need time too. And when we're done, we're gonna I'm gonna try to braid each section, depending on how detangled I can get it now. I'm gonna try to braid each section a little bit tightly, and then that will help elongate her hair and just allow it to like really soak in all the way through her hair. Okay, here's a question for you. And this is something I've dealt with, and I've also gotten a decent amount of questions from people who might have a similar hair type to me, at least. Let's just say you've gone a while without detangling your hair, and then you go in and you detangle it. We all shed hairs every day, but if you haven't been detangling in a long time, and you have curly hair that's going to hang on to those shed hairs, would you say that you seem to have a lot of shed hairs that come out at once?
Oh, so yes. Actually, a couple times I've thought I've been like fully balding, and I'm like, that's it for Ellie's hair. Especially because when I take out all my braids, there's so much hair that has just been sitting there.
Yeah.
And so then the first time I've like conditioned and brushed my hair out, I just look at it and I'm like,
yeah, it's scary. It's a little
Guys,
scary.
I'm scared, especially because like, I guess I can't name names on this public YouTube channel, but there are some people who really like to remind me of like the braids and making you bald. And you know what? Maybe it is making me bald, okay? Maybe it is, but I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And so then, whenever I've taken out all my braids, all those specific voices in all their different tones.
It's not me, by the way.
No, it's not Katherine. Come back into my mind when I'm looking at this
Yeah.
like ball of hair that's quite big.
No, yeah, that's not what it is.
No, it's just like dead hair. But
When you haven't been detangling for months, like it's normal.
yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
that is like a moment. It's like one of those movies. It's like, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go bald. You're balding.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. It happens to me all the time. Even if I just go like, sometimes I guess I'll go a week between detangling, maybe less than that. If I've just washed my hair, then I don't detangle my hair for a few days because I don't want to mess up the curls. And then it might take me like a few days after that point where I'm like, okay, I really need to start detangling. So then I sit down and detangle and it's like, oh man, all this hair is coming out. Am I going bald? I'm gonna have to close down the YouTube channel and call it quits.
No, oh my gosh, you could go to like Turkey and get a hair transplant. That'd be a funny YouTube video.
Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna like negate everything my channel is about. Oh man.
No, it'd be completely different hair for you to work on.
I could have like some straight sections put in and then some like curly.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Because doesn't it come back different?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, look at Ellie's hair, like the difference in, let's just take out this elastic actually, so we can show the hair that doesn't have the mask yet. Sorry, I hope I'm not hurting you.
I don't know, I'm probably a lot rougher with my hair.
Okay. Okay, so this is Ellie's hair before putting in the mask. And then this is her hair that has the mask already put in. So you can see like her curls are very bouncy now. They're much more elongated and they're very defined. Like look at those amazing little S curls and they're all separating already. And that's even before a super ultra thorough detangling. I mean, you probably detangled it before this though. It is pretty detangled, but that's before she's washed it or put in any styling products. Like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this mask. And actually I made like this enormous batch and I froze the other half. So I'm gonna be trying this in my hair too. The next time I am gonna wash it. Because I'm just like loving the deep conditioning masks lately. I think my hair has been really needing some TLC with the winter and everything.
Winter does do a number.
Yeah.
That's a number. Especially because maybe this doesn't have everything to do with hair, but it's connected, is that usually people who have curly hair is probably drier. And then that also has to do with them just having drier skin.
Yeah, I think so.
It does.
And that would make sense as to why like we never even knew what greasy hair looked like.
Because your skin is dry.
Yeah.
Your scalp is dry.
That makes perfect sense because it wasn't just that our hair somehow wasn't greasy, it's that our scalp seemed to like produce less oil.
Yeah.
Which I think was one of my problems with what was preventing me from growing my hair out for so long, was that I didn't have all of these like natural abundant scalp oils to work with to like condition my hair and encourage it to grow. So anyway, that's a whole other story, but yeah, it's a challenge.
Because especially if you already have dry hair and then you regularly wash, like shampoo, girl, that thing's never gonna grow.
Yeah. And like being rough with your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard though. Like I like in my videos I'm always talking about the importance of being gentle and it's true, like I have become a lot more gentle with how I handle my hair compared to how I used to. But still, like it can be a struggle when you're really busy and you feel like you have all these other things to do, but you know your hair needs detangling, and just like reminding yourself to be gentle enough to not cause breakage and all of that.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
It is a struggle that I'm losing. We're losing, divas.
Okay, so it's the next day and Ellie is back and you can just see the amazing results on her hair. I am floored. Her curls look so amazing, so moisturized, elongated, and really, really defined. Like, look at these awesome S curls. And just look at, like, also just like, this is a side note, but look at how long her hair is when you stretch it out. Because that's like another big misconception I feel like people with straight hair have about kinky hair is like, oh, they just can't grow their hair long, or oh, look at her hair, it's so short, when in reality it's actually like longer than the person making that comment, but they just can't see it because it's so curly. And it's actually a really good sign of health when your hair does have shrinkage. Shrinkage is actually a sign of health and moisture. But yeah, her hair's looking amazing. Ellie, could you tell us what your wash routine looked like yesterday? Or was it today?
It was today.
Okay, yeah, it was this morning.
So I rinsed it out in the shower, and then I put in conditioner and my jelly, and then that was it. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, so you just like co-washed essentially?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. So that, yeah, that's good to know, because I think people wonder about that with applying a hair mask, like what we did. Like, oh, you need to use shampoo? So all you did was just water.
I didn't use shampoo. I just used water and kind of hope for the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just put on my conditioner and my jelly, and then it was.
And the gel you used was that one you showed me last night?
Yeah.
What's it called again? I could maybe put the link below if anyone's interested.
Yeah.
It was called Curl Maker.
Curl Maker, and it had some marshmallow extract. I mean, we can link it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I know is it's a jelly and it comes in a pink bottle.
Okay. Yeah, I can picture it in my mind. I'll find the link and put it below if anyone's interested. And I was looking at the ingredients last night, and it's like very natural, very like herbal based, and it helps do an amazing job on these curls.
Yeah, because I have struggled with defining my curls before. Like, use a gel and it's too heavy, and then your curls aren't bouncy and they're crusty and they're not nice. So this gel is, or jelly, it's not called a gel, jelly is definitely the best one I found.
That makes sense, because I remember now on the ingredients, like the second ingredient was coconut oil. So it's not just like a pure water-based gel. It has a lot of coconut oil in it, so it's also very moisturizing. So it's like a leave-in conditioner styling product, almost like combination.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for joining us on this amazing journey of applying a moisturizing African-inspired hair mask to my sister Ellie's hair. If you loved this video, and regardless of your own hair type, you are serious about growing your hair long, strong, and healthy, make sure to visit my website and grab my free hair growth cheat sheet, which includes all of my top tips about how to grow your hair long, and it also includes some of my favorite hair wash recipes that I used on my own hair to grow it from a chin length haircut to now thigh length, basically, when I stretch it out. Yeah, and if you're interested in my Herbal Hair Growth Oil, which is an amazing growth and health promoting elixir, you can check that out on my website. You can learn about the ingredients and the benefits and see what hundreds of other women are saying who are absolutely loving it. So yeah, thanks for joining us for this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.